first of all, thank our fans for showing up in the rain and doing a great job for us. As far as the injuries go, McCole Hardman hurt his shoulder, was able to come back in. Likewise with Pat, hurt his ankle and was able to continue to play. George hurt his hip area, and then he also came back and played there till that last series. And then Wharton tweaked his right knee. So, but I think all in all, we came out relatively healthy. That was a hard-fought game. I thought both teams played really well, and they've got one of the top offenses in the National Football League, and even with the guys that are banged up a little bit, but Todd does a great job with that whole football team there. So as far as some of the accolades, Pat was 33 of 43 for 287 yards, 3 TDs, so throwing the ball, which was great. DeAndre had a big day. He was 8 for 86 for 2 TDs. And then Kels had a big day, 13 receptions for 96 yards. And then Kareem went over 100 on that right at the end there. Good in the red zone. Nags had a phenomenal plan for these guys, and 11 for 17 on third downs, 4 for 4 in the red zone. So, we're getting better as we go. We shot ourselves in the foot a couple of times, so we've got to take care of that. But we're headed in the right direction as we go through the season. Defensively, George Spags had another good game plan too. George had a big day. And then Drew Tranquil with the 7 tackles, led our team in tackles. Chris is always in there wreaking havoc, and he did that likewise. Through double teams and everything else, he gets home. So great job there. Special teams wise, McCole did a nice job on the 30-yard return, and then Bucker and Ariza were solid today, along with Winchester. So everybody had a piece of this. I keep on going on the defensive side. Our secondary, we got some young guys back there playing. 2 showed up today and had a big challenge stepping in and being a starter, and I thought he did a nice job for us. So again, all in all, a good team win, and now we move on quickly to Denver. So things move rapidly when you have a Monday night game. So keep them short. Keep the questions short. Doggone it, Adam. Go ahead. Yeah.
As you got over to Patrick, what was your sense of what it might be, and how quickly did your concerns get eased?
Yeah. Well, when he was being carried off, I wasn't too easy with it. I wasn't sure exactly where he was going to be with it, but he might have the loosest ankles in America. I mean, it's ridiculous how he can come back from those things. And then he's mentally tough on top of that. I missed the offensive line. They had a big day today, too. I should have mentioned that. When you can run the ball like we did and just put the hammer down that second half, that big offensive line did a great job. And Andy Heck, deserves some of that right with him. Go ahead.
One of the things with Patrick, too, is you've seen him overcome what sometimes look like gruesome injuries. I mean, obviously that's testament to his heart on this, but is that what you think too when you see him? Like he'll pull through if he can.
Yeah, no, he's a competitor. I told him I was going to take him out, and he about wanted to fight me. So he's a tough kid.
Any similarities between this injury and the one he got in the playoffs a couple of years ago?
I'll tell you tomorrow when I see how he wakes up with it. But right now, I'm sure it's going to be tender tomorrow. But I don't know how bad we're there. Go ahead.
With the run game in the second half, it seemed like you really decided that third quarter moment to really get behind that offensive line. What you thought the effectiveness of that was, what prompted that?
Yeah, I just, I didn't call enough runs in the first half. And so I told the offensive line that I was going to bank on them, and we need to get this thing started and get a little bit more balance in there in our attack. So they were game with it. And then, I thought they just stepped up and played great football, and we a little bit more downhill than we were the first half. First half, we started off downhill, and then we started going some of our outside zone stuff, and we were better off hitting it up in there.
With DeAndre Hopkins, particularly on that fourth quarter slant pass that he has, what's the call there? Just trusting him to win, I assume?
Yeah. So they have a little connection they can do there, depending on the look that they have. So those two, you talk about being on the same page. They were on the same page. They were off a little bit on the one where it was incomplete on the vertical look when Pat threw it in the middle of the field there. But that one down there, they were spot on, and they have a little freedom on that.
What allowed DeAndre to be such an integral part of the offense so soon?
First of all, he's smart, and he's got a lot of experience. So we put more in for him this week, and Connor does a nice job with those guys of getting them ready and ready to go. So, but DeAndre is a veteran player that's a smart guy. So I'd put most of it right there.
Coach Reid, were you surprised Todd Bowles didn't go for 2 there at the end of regulation?
No, but I'm glad he didn't. Yeah.
And just to clarify, did you get as far as to ask Carson, tell Carson to get ready?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, when he's in the tent, I can't go in the tent. So I mean, it's like private sanctum there. So I just I told Carson to be ready to go.
And how did Patrick convey that he was about to want to fight you?
He didn't want to come out, So
Andy, on the deep pass to DeAndre in traffic there, what you thought about Patrick taking that risk?
yeah, well, he's got a lot of trust in him, and you've seen DeAndre make those catches over his career. You get 2 great players thrown to each other. Sometimes great things happen, and so it's not the way we drew it up, but it was a good finish to it.